This must be the interesting place to live and work. Such a calm, peace and serenity, isn't it? As always, I'm Dr. Soros, who had worked in Maldives once upon a time. Please stay with us just by liking, subscribing and sharing our YouTube videos, because today I'm gonna talk about how exactly Maldives seems to be for young doctors. On the basis of job location, it is divided into two categories. One is resort job and another is island job. Resort job is based on private company and island job is based upon Ministry of Health. And in resort job, you have to serve the guests coming from all over the world, and in island jobs, you have to see and consult local people, and you have to treat according to the scene and scenarios. In this video, I'm going to talk little bit about resort job, although I'm going to talk about a lot more about island job today. So if you want to work in resort, you just have to apply from the website and the job portals, and if you can find the job application, you can apply through it. But when it comes to Maldives, www.jobmaldives.com is more reliable, and you can simply forward your application according to the number of vacancies present there. So let's talk about the island job. Island job is basically a government job and it is controlled by Ministry of Health Maldives. So it is very precise that you can apply this kind of job from Ministry of Health Maldives. And I will be providing you the website of Ministry of Health in the description below. However, you can still opt for the agencies or consultancies who can assist you for forwarding your application. So there are different kind of agencies and consultancies inside your country, and you have to find by yourself. So after you land first job in Maldives, you are supposed to go to Maldives, I mean the capital of Maldives, and in capital of Maldives you will be staying for 3 to 9 days. In that 3 to 9 days, the Ministry of Health will be registering you, verifying your documents. They will be applying your Maldives medical and dental license, and this license of course is provisional license and it is given for 1 year. So when you get the license, the provisional license, you are supposed to travel to your designated area for the work. So once you get the license, the travel arrangement will be made by the area where you are supposed to work and the Ministry of Health. The manager from the health center or the regional hospital or the atoll hospital will be contacting you for your travel arrangement. If it is near from Malé, then you will be traveling from seaways. But if it is very far away, then you will be traveling from airways. All the expenses will be borne either by you or either by Ministry of Health. According to the distribution of population in Maldives, Maldives healthcare system is divided into three parts: primary healthcare system, secondary healthcare system and tertiary healthcare system. The primary healthcare system runs for 8 hours, 16 hours and 24 hours. There are 2 to 3 doctors in primary healthcare system, but mostly it is 2 doctors. And sometimes if it is 8 hours health center only, let's say for the population of 1000 people, there will be only 1 doctor, and nurses are, the number of nurses is 2 to 3, or sometime when it is 24-hour health center, there are up to 9 nurses. Doctors working in primary healthcare centers should be familiar with all the general cases that comes in the health center, and they should be able to recognize the severity of cases, and they have to respond quickly and refer to secondary healthcare system. Secondary healthcare system consists of many doctors and many nurses, and it runs for 24 hours, and duties is still 8 hours there, and all doctors have duty roster routine and they have to follow accordingly. In secondary healthcare center, there are no super specialities. Pediatrics, medicine, surgery and gynecology will be there, and some ultrasound facilities will be there, X-ray will be there, lab facilities will be there, and doctor have to see the case from the local island, from that particular island, and the cases referred from primary healthcare centers. And the tertiary healthcare center. Tertiary healthcare center is bigger setting, unlike atoll hospital, that is secondary healthcare system. It has got many doctors and it has got multi-speciality facilities as well. There are many GP doctors, there are consultants and there are super consultants, and there are many nurses, and the duty is according to the shift. For general practitioners and consultant and super consultant are on call at night. However, they are also having the duty at daytime. And there are facilities, extra facilities like intensive care unit, pediatric intensive care unit, baby cares, ultrasound, and sometimes CT scan as well. So let me talk about little bit about my experience. The entire projection and direction of your life depends upon which island you are in and which healthcare system you are in, and what exactly is your target and what is your goal. So if you are thinking about the higher exams like PLAB, AMC, USMLE and many other exams, then primary healthcare system will be much better for you, because in primary healthcare system the patient will be little less and you have ample of time for the preparation of your exam. And let's say if you are very introvert person, then you can enjoy this place because there are very less people and it feels like you are doing some kind of meditation. When it comes to special clinical practice, and if you think you want to practice with the patient, you want to be with the people all the time, then tertiary or secondary healthcare system is very good, because there you will meet many senior doctors as well and you will see the severe cases, unlike primary healthcare center. So you will be dedicating your full time in learning with the patient as well, but you have little time for the preparation of exam. So I am talking about the pros and cons. Let's say if you are living in the small island, I mean the primary healthcare center, then just don't imagine about the big malls and cinema, and because your life will be completely coming to the state of beautiful peaceful meditation, and you will be lacking of few facilities like grocery and shopping, because there are limited number of vegetables and limited number of items that you can buy, and these items also they come from another island through the boat known as Dhoni. But if you are in secondary healthcare system, you will be accessing little bit facilities compared to primary healthcare center, because you can go for shopping and you can go for grocery, you can buy few clothes and you can buy some fresh vegetables. But still here you cannot get the big malls and cinema halls, but you can still enjoy your life. You might be going to hospital by bicycle or by walking. Sometime the distance to the hospital and your home will be little bit far, so in that case you need to use bicycles. And I also forget to tell you that if you are in primary healthcare center, you can just do shopping by AliExpress, Amazon or any other website like that. Few guys here must be wondering, why am I not explaining about IGMH hospital, Hulumale hospital and Treetop hospital. I want to tell you that Hulumale hospital is in the island called Hulumale, and IGMH hospital is in Male, that is the capital. And there is one more hospital in Hulumale, it is known as Treetop hospital. Treetop hospital is a private hospital, and all the vacancies are posted by this hospital directly, and if you want to apply to this hospital directly, you can apply from the website. So let's talk about the main important thing, that is salary, and including everything, food, accommodation, service allowance, and including everything, the salary for GP doctors is $1,800 to $2,300, and the salary for consultant is $3,600 to $3,800. Also, please be informed that the probation period for GP doctors and consultant is 3 months, and you can also take emergency holidays after the probation period or before the probation period. And for annual leave, you have to complete 1 year of contract and then you can apply for annual leave. And little bit experience about me. I stayed in Maldives for 3 years as a general practitioner. There they call medical officer, but actually the position should be general practitioners. And finally, little bit about my experience. I worked in Maldives as a general practitioner for 3 years, and I traveled to different islands like Nolivaram, Faru, Kuldufusi, Kumundu, Mainbudu, and few other islands for 2 to 3 days of deputation duty. Actually, this deputation duty is like a relieving duty. When someone goes for annual leave or for sick leave, then we have to go there for relieving the duty, like that. It's like a replacement duty. And I also had the experience for 3 to 4 days, and mostly I was in primary healthcare centers, and primary healthcare center was very nice, and I had couple of time for preparation of my exam. And during my free time, I used to go for fishing, swimming and boating. Sometimes the management also used to conduct the programs like fishing and some picnics. We used to go there. And I also enjoyed gardening, because I got some kind of plant seeds from AliExpress and from my home, and I used to plant chilies, I used to plant pumpkin, etc. And there used to be few cafes in primary healthcare centers area. I used to go to cafe and enjoy coffee or tea, sometime with Maldivian friends and sometime with local friends, and they are very kind and simple people, and it's always nice to talk with them. And most of the people can speak English, that's why we used to communicate very nicely. And my friends age ranges from child to old people, all kind of people were there. Then in health center there were some staffs like lab technician and then other doctors, sometime from my country and sometime from another country. Then on the later part, I feel very lonely, and I called my wife and child, and they also lived in Maldives for 9 months, and they used to go for swimming, and they used to enjoy a lot. But my entire life in Maldives was little bit adventurous, struggling and meditative. I used to get 20 to 25 patients per day, and my duty was from 4 o'clock to 12 o'clock sometimes, and sometimes 8 o'clock to 4 o'clock in primary healthcare center, which has 24 hours. And when it was 8 hours healthcare center, I used to work from 8 o'clock to 2 o'clock, and again at evening 8 o'clock to 10 o'clock. And in between the break, I used to cook, or I used to cook at evening, and I used to keep in refrigerator, and I used to eat next day. And without internet, it is very difficult to live in Maldives. So we used to have internet from broadband from Dhiragu and Ooredoo, and I personally used Dhiragu broadband internet, and so I used to take 25 GB and sometimes 50 GB. Actually, when my family came, I used to take 50 GB internet, and when I was alone, 25 GB was enough for me. Except that in health centers, some health centers, they provide internet, so when there is no one, you can see YouTube videos, YouTube lectures for your preparation of the exam. And for telephones, I use the SIM from Dhiragu and Ooredoo both. And the most important thing to remember, if you are going to Maldives, just don't forget to take the very important things like gadgets, for example earphone, headset, computers, routers, or maybe portable some items, and watch and spectacles, because in primary healthcare centers this facilities is not available. So by chance if you break your glass, break your spectacles, then it is difficult to order another one. It will take maybe 21 days from another country. So if you have extra one, then it is good for you. And last but not least, how to send money from Maldives to another country. So in Maldives, you can send money from bank to another country. You will be able to send money from Western Union money transfer application as well, but you have to register when you are in Malé, the capital. And to send the money, you need to have dollars in your account, and you will be asking me how to get the dollars. Sometimes if bank have the dollars, then they will give the dollars. If you don't have dollars, then you can exchange with local people, because local people, many of the local people, they are working in the resort and they are being paid on dollars. So since they don't need dollars, they can exchange with you, because you will be getting the salary in Rufiya account. In Rufiya, the currency of Maldives is known as Rufiya. So when you have dollars with you, then you can deposit in the bank, and you can use the application of certain bank and send to designated country. Especially for young doctors who are in their country and who want to experience. So in summary, Maldives is very good place for young doctors to start, especially for beginners. If they come in Maldives and start working, they will gain little bit experience internationally, because Maldives is also the country outside your country, and you will gain the international experience, and it will be a plus point if you are applying jobs in future to other different countries. So we have come to an end of video. So I hope you guys saw my video very sincerely, and I hope you like my videos. So thank you for watching my videos, and in future days I will be providing you more interesting videos.